When I played Street Fighter II Turbo for the first time, I was just a young boy who still wet the bed every other night. And since then, the FGC has had a stranglehold on my life. I was there at the beginning. I was there for all the key moments in history. And throughout my years, I've absorbed a lot of terminology. Some words and phrases are only used in specific franchises or genres, but plenty of them see widespread usage and are considered common knowledge. However, few are as ubiquitous as DP. Shoryuken, the Rising Dragon Punch. Often shortened to just Shoryu or Dragon Punch, even though technically Shoryu translates to Rising Dragon, nobody calls it that. Dragon Punch is one of the most famous and recognizable special moves in fighting game history, so much so that its shorthand DP is used to refer to moves across nearly all fighting games that look like and share the properties of the original, and even some that don't. So what does it take to be considered a DP? A DP is a special move that 1. Has full or partial invincibility frames, 2. Has a rising hitbox that serves as an anti-air, and 3. Is performed with a Z input or 623. But how many of these points are actually relevant for something to be a DP? Guile's Flash Kick is a fantastic anti-air with partial or full invincibility, depending on the version. However, it is performed with a charge input, that being hold down, followed by up, and 1 or more kick buttons. Is this one difference enough to remove it from the DP category? A lot of people would say yes, actually. Flash Kick is a move equally as recognizable as the Shoryu, and it has its fair share of copycats. Ash Crimson's Niveaus and Batista's Rubber Angelus are just 2 examples of moves that are more likely to be referred to as a flash kick instead of a DP. So, a flash kick is a backflip where the attack is done with the legs. Does that mean we should add a 4th characteristic to define a DP, that being an uppercut? I would say no. The function of a DP matters way more than the visual, or at least it should. Leo's Eisensturm is a flash kick that does not use feet, and it's not the only one. Amazingly, while I was writing this script, I randomly came across a tweet arguing several FGC terms, and Eisensturm being called a DP instead of a flash kick was a point of contention, specifically because it did not involve a kick. But look, even though DP stands for Dragon Punch, there are plenty of moves that hold the title without involving flying fists. Both Miyako's combo attack and Shiki's Flash Run 6 Fish. Why the fuck is this move called that? Whatever. They both perfectly meet the requirements to be called a DP despite using their feet instead of hands. Appearance doesn't matter. Just look at Teen Gohan's Super Dragon Flight, Cooler's Deathbreaker, Akatsuki's Human Cannon, and Landrakia's Frozen Cleave. These 4 moves meet the 3 requirements to be called a DP, while 2 of them involve an uppercut like the original, and 2 are something else entirely. But there's one problem. I lied. These moves only meet 2 of the requirements, because you see, none of them use the Z input. Super Dragonflight and Deathbreaker are both quarter circle back, while Human Cannon is down down with any attack button, and Frozen Cleave is just 2 attack buttons together. The crucial difference between a DP and a flash kick is supposed to be the way the input alters the move's usage, right? So how come all these different inputs get a pass? Why do they get to be called a DP? I don't know. That's it. I don't know. They just do. Let's just drop all the unnecessary bullshit. Moving forward, any invincible anti-air counts as a DP. Hell, it doesn't even have to be an anti-air. I mean, the DBF community calls this a DP. Plus Energy of Justice is an omnidirectional frame 1 reversal. That is also technically a projectile. It is not a DP. Not at all. Sure, it hits above you, but its range is way too short to be a viable anti-air in a lot of situations. It uses a 2-2 input instead of a Z, and visually, it's closer to a burst than any kind of DP. That tweet is starting to look more and more accurate. Can DP be bogged down to any reversal tool? Is Wake Up Super a DP if it has iframes? Is Raw Super a DP if it has iframes? Don't answer that. Just hear me out. If PEJ with only one relevant trait gets to be a DP, something like 6P has to count too. All 6Ps in the Guilty Gear games have upper body invincibility, and the range is comparable to PEJ, and they're safer too. So yeah, all 6Ps in Guilty Gear can realistically be called a DP. And the same goes for iframe supers like Mortabato, all of the Infinite Worths from the Under Night In-Birth series, and all level 3s from Dragon Ball Fighterz. Yes, that includes Golden Frieza. Golden Frieza is a DP. Let's dial things back. We've reached real degenerate territory here. What happened to the good old days? Things used to be so simple. Okay, not really. FGC terminology has always been insanely specific yet wildly misused. Just ask any playgroup what a fuzzy is. Guarantee you'll get at least 3 different answers, and I'm still not entirely sure myself. The truth is, anything can be a DP if you trust your heart and ignore the frame data. So, what was the point of this video? There wasn't one. I just wanted to talk about this because I thought it was funny and kind of interesting. So, if you enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a like and subscribing. And if you want to see my more consistent content, check out the 3 T's: Twitch, TikTok, and Twitter. Links on screen and in the description. Until next time.